Hello, motherfuckers. Today I have something kind of different. Kind of a little different. So, a lot of my peeps, my friends, recently gotten into this game. They want to play this game. And that makes me really fucking happy because this game is fucking amazing. I love this game. But this game does have a lot of problems, let me tell you right now. Number one, it is super fucking confusing to understand this game as a new player. And I don't blame you. It took me a long time to learn about how everything in this game works. I've been playing this game for over 5 years now, and it's rewarding, at least to me. The fucking grind and the struggle that I put in has been thoroughly worth it in my opinion. I've made lots of friends and memories that I'll never fucking forget, you know what I mean? Well, first things first.
Stand by
This,
while I analyze
shut
the
up,
intelligence
shut up,
profiles of
Wardis.
the Grenier.
Shut up. You're funny,
Error,
we get it.
not a number. Did the operator enjoy this witticism?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Wardis. You're still a fucking comedy genius. This right here, this bad boy, if you're barely beginning, it probably looks a little different, but you'll recognize it soon enough. That right there is your fucking arsenal. You need this bad boy to mod your weapons, pick your loadouts. You need this, is very important. This is your Warframe slot. All your Warframes that you own or, can buy off the market, and I wouldn't recommend doing it. Don't buy shit off the market. It's just a waste of plat. Even with the 75% off, it's still not really worth it. But you pick the Warframe, tap X, equip that hoe. Make sure you tap it twice to equip it. And as you can see, there's the equip, which is on PlayStation, it's X. On Xbox, it's A. And then upgrade. Upgrade is triangle, which on Xbox would be Y. On PC, you're fucked. I have no clue what the controls are like on PC. Like I was saying, it's your Warframe slot. The buttons, I'm not sure what they translate to on PC, but triangle or Y for you Xbox nerds. It's your upgrade screen. This will show you every mod you can apply down here. Every mod you can apply to your selected item, whether it be Warframe, weapon, or something else. Every mod you own is down here that can be applied up here. This up here is your build. You have 3 slots up here. My cursor is really nice and big, so I hope you don't lose track of it. And, well, yes, you can switch them out, like here, for example. Something I can switch out and replace real quick. Bam, I just switched that out, and I switched that out. When you exit like this, the last screen you were on is the build you'll be using. So when I open this again, you'll see that I'm still on the 3 augment ... Y, but I can be on the FT, which stands for Fatal Teleport, this augment mod right here. And if I exit, which is circle, the back button, if I exit, you'll notice that when I go back, I'm still using this build. So that's how you switch in between builds and between your 3 free, quote unquote, free builds. Your 3 different mod setups you can have. And the same applies for weapons. You click X, these are all the weapons you currently own or can own from the market. Down here, the ones that you do not own are in red, whether it be by credits that you can buy them or by platinum. Like I said, I recommend buying either the blueprints, which you can usually do with credits, or just farming the weapon. It's just maybe a little more time consuming, but at the end of the day, there's just way too many fucking weapons to be spending plat on them, especially since a lot of them are relatively easy to get once you understand the game. Secondaries, same thing applies. I'll switch weapons. These are my primaries again. I'll switch weapons to something else, and you double tap it to switch. So I tap X once, now I'm in the menu. I tap X again, that preview or that fucking should select it. There you go. So you have to tap it twice. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes it doesn't work though. You have to tap it, you have to double tap it again, if that makes sense. Here's my fucking redeemer. I love this shit. But yeah, all your mods are down here, this little tray, the mod tray down here. And if you notice at the bottom right of the screen, if I hit the square button, which is X for you Xbox players, that opens the mod screen. This is a very important screen of the game, and it's something in your ship that you can just access by walking up to it. But this is a lot easier because it lets you upgrade mods. A lot of my mods are already like maxed out, but it lets all of them on this build are. But here, these are all the mods. To max out a mod, you select one, you fuse into the mod, then it lets you upgrade said mod. You can upgrade it to max, or like half-fast upgrade it. Here, what's something I should upgrade? Here, one of these. So I can upgrade it 1 rank, and then like bam. Now it's upgraded by 1 rank, and it's rank 1. Or I can max it out, and keep in mind this does cost credits and endo, which is this little number up here, right here. And you just hit that. It'll ask you if you want to, spend this much endo and this many credits. And I say yes, and then bam, this mod's fully upgraded now. I can go slap that on the Prova, and this little black part of a mod down here will tell you what it can go on. So this mod can only go on the Prova, which is a little melee weapon. It's like a little tase stick, a little taser stick, like a cattle prod essentially. But yeah, you can even, I wouldn't recommend it, but when you get enough mods, you can even sell some like this. I recommend always leave a few copies, so I'm gonna sell 37 instead of the 38 I have total. And you can sell them for credits or dissolve them into endo. This is kind of useless. It's no endo at all. 185 is like pitiful amounts of endo. The credits, it can come in handy sometimes, but I wouldn't rely on this for credits. Only if you're really down bad, but that's just how you do it, just for just so you know. What else? Well, this explains mainly this. Right, polarities. Polarities are a bitch and a half to understand, but I'll try my best to explain them. So, back to Ash
Well
for
put
this.
together,
You see
operator.
how the
Now
mods
get up
here
there and
are green?
Cut down
Ortis.
the...
Shut
and
up.
make the Lotus proud.
Thank you, Ortis. So, you see how these polarities right here are green? Like, might be subtle, but like there. The mod up top is 7 with a minus polarity, and it's white, but the one on the bottom is green. That means that, let me just like, normally this mod takes up 13 space, but because this mod slot right here has the same matching polarity, I can match them, and its mod cost is reduced by half. If the number is an odd number, it's reduced by half, and then it's rounded up by 1, just so that you can't do crazy mod combos that way. But if your polarities do not match, for example, like this, it will actually take up more space than it should, and that's bad. You want to save as much space as possible, so you want to always try to be optimizing what is where to, to make sure that things fit properly. So you always want to try to keep in mind which mods are in which slots, because if they're in the wrong slots, you'll be nerfing yourself essentially. And like these slots right here are empty, so there's no positive or negative to slapping a mod in there. Like it costs 9 to slap this power drift in there, it'll be 9. But if you fucking mess it up, and let me take this constitution out, if you mess it up, like, oh crap, this costs extra, like, and that's bad because you have limited mod capacity up here. So yeah, try to always keep in mind what is where, and that will let you make the most out of your builds. But you take advantage of your mods and your whatever you're modding to the fullest extent. So Ms. Dioma asked for a better explanation on mods, and I am pleased to oblige. So mods are these little cards down here. There's many ways to earn them, but they're a huge part of your gameplay. You will need them Without mods, you won't get very far. You will be stopped dead in your tracks by one Grenier with one fucking bullet. Mods are like essential to what you do in the game, and they modify a lot. As you can tell, I cleared my build, and everything is red in my build right now because it's empty. There's nothing here. So, but these mods are probably too expensive, and you guys probably don't have any. A lot of your mods probably look like, let me look it up. A lot of your mods probably look like this, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having low rank mods. Your weapons probably don't have the space yet. They're probably not high enough level to have good mods in them, but that's fine. So what you'd want to do is you want to take as many mods as you can fit and just slap them in. A lot, obviously some mods are better than others, but what you want mainly is more damage, more attack speed. This is for a melee, so this is for a mace, right, that I'm using right now. Let's see, what are like lower level mods that I have? More common mods. Let's sort them by.
Ordis has been counting stars, operator. All accounted for.
Thank you, Ordis. Thank you for counting the stars. Let's sort them by rank and start at the bottom. Okay, yeah, you guys probably have cracked mods too. So what you want to do is just critical chance. This stat right over here. It's a good stat. If your weapon has a lot of it already, more than like 20, you would want to throw more on there because more is always better. Usually. Not always true, but like I said in another part of the video, because this part is being recorded at a different time, the smite mods, not my favorite. The specific damage to one faction mods take up too much space for what they're really worth. Just not my thing. If you would like, again, if you like to use them, go ahead, by all means. I'm not gonna stop you. But what you want to do is take your little fucking mods, take these little cards, boys, and you just fucking slap them in. There's not much to them. Like I said, if you hit square or X, you can go upgrade them. It does cost credits and endo, so like there is investment to be made there. But and switch them out, you know, experiment, find what you like. The mods drop from literally everything. Like a lot of enemies drop mods. There's almost no enemy in the game that doesn't drop mods. Different mods drop from different enemies. Some are a lot rarer than others. Some are a lot more common. Because, like, in case you couldn't tell, some of them I only have one, and a lot of other ones I have 67 copies. Anything that has to do with critical chance, critical damage, or let me see if I can find one. Status chance as well. My status chance probably isn't down here. Yeah, here we go. Let me go back to the other config, the tutorial config. You know, if you don't have these mods, that's fine. You will earn them eventually. Don't stress about it. But plus status chance is also good. If you see this number down here at the bottom, at the very bottom of this first column, is status. The more status, the more likely you are to proc one of the effects of your damage types down here. There are a lot of different damage types. There are 7 basic damage types, that being impact, puncture, slash, cold, toxin, heat, and electricity. However, the elementals, the 4 I listed at the end there, can be mixed to make a whole other slew of elements. You can make gas, magnetic, blast, corrosive, radiation, and viral. And I think that's it. Yeah, sounds about right to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all the ones you can make. And they all have their own different effects. I recommend just, you know, slapping on a mod, testing it out, killing some motherfuckers with it. See if you like what it does. If you don't, switch it out. It's all just experimentation. You know, don't really worry about the meta. You don't have to worry about that until you start doing, you know, end game shit. So for now, just let your creativity flow, dude. Pick up whatever mod you fucking want and just slap that bitch in there. And it's you guys probably don't have a lot of space in here, and one thing you want to look out for is a stance mod. Stance mods are special mods. They have that little triangle up here that I can't really highlight. This little triangle up here, the top of the mod, this right here, this little triangle with the little weird it's like just a little weird logo. It looks like a sword being swung in the air, to me anyway. That's what it looks like. And these actually give you mod space. I don't know if you can tell up there in the capacity. Up here I have 60 by base. I put in this mod and it doesn't match, so I only get an extra 4 space. So it goes from 60 to 64. But if I use a Shattering Storm, because they do match, it buffs it up to 10 when normally it would only be 5, just like the Christian Ruin. So I get 10 extra slots just because I have this mod up here, and this actually is a combo mod, so like it changes how I swing my melee, which is really cool to me. Is very fucking dope. These are the combos. Most combos in the game look pretty similar to this. Holding the L2 will do a specific type of combo. L2 plus your melee button, which would usually be B or circle if you're on PlayStation. And holding forward, these little arrows mean the way you're moving. So if you're walking or sprinting forward, and holding the L2, which is the block, this is the forward block combo, and then this is just the forward combo, and this is just the basic melee combo, the combo where you're just standing still, swinging circle, and doing nothing else. And I can't really give more of a explanation on mods. You can upgrade them by hitting square. You can upgrade them and they'll take up more space. So you see this pressure point right here? It takes up 4 space right now. If I go to upgrade it, each little rank down here is also more drain. It'll tell you up here what's going on with your mod. So gives me more melee damage, but it takes more space. So like I said, it's a bigger investment, but it's kind of worth it to me because it goes from 20% extra melee damage to 120% extra melee damage. So that's a huge difference. And obviously it does cost endo and credits. If you don't have these, you'll just slowly earn them over time by playing the game. Endo specifically, there's certain missions that are better for it, certain that are worse. Longer missions like a defense or a survival, in which you just stay in the mission as long as you can. These are usually better because, you know, more enemies coming at you for a longer time. And well, yeah, mods are not that complicated once you truly understand them. Think of them like attachments in a Call of Duty game. They're just optional but very beneficial pieces of equipment that can change your stats of a weapon. They can be beneficial. Some of them can be detrimental to your build. It all depends on what you're building for. It's important to note what element or damage type you have the most of or want the most of on your weapon. This weapon right here, since it is a mace, it is a blunt. It does mostly impact damage, so putting on something like a Sundering Strike, which does extra 15% puncture damage, it's not a huge benefit, you know. It's only an extra, what is that, 6.5 damage. But if I find, say for example, if I find the mod that gives me extra impact damage, makes a huge difference. That's an extra 34.6 damage. So it makes a difference what damage type you want to get out of a weapon and what damage types they have all on their own. There's, you know, it's a lot of niche, a lot of nuance. Different mods do different things. Some of them are conditional, where you need something to happen first before you can get the benefit of the mod. Others are just constantly active no matter what. For example, Pressure Point, Fury, You know, these are just always active. They're usually the best kind of mods, the mods that are always active. If you ever want to get rid of a build, like say you just put random shit on here and it fucking sucks pee pee poo poo garbage, you hit triangle or Y will remove one mod. Hitting triangle or Y on an empty slot will remove all of your mods. Do be careful with that. You can accidentally remove like your whole build, and it is a nightmare. I've I've legitimately been in pain before because I've destroyed some of my builds and I had to like fucking remember what was on there. It sucked, but you know, if it happens, it happens. You know, it happens to the best of us. Can't be helped sometimes. But that's a quick rundown on mods. They are very important for your gameplay. But well, let's see. Let's try to also explain like rifle mods. Secondaries, I wouldn't worry too much about. Once you understand rifles, the secondaries are kind of the same. What's a secondary that's like not modded to shit? This one. Or a primary. My apologies, not a secondary. Here we go. This is probably closer to what one of your guys' weapons looks like. And if you're barely starting out the game. So, like I said, when polarities, like if I try to put this mod here, it won't work because there's no room in the build, because these polarities, the polarities is these little symbols. The polarities are cutting the mod cost in half for these two mods. This mod normally costs 15, I think. Yeah, 15. This mod normally costs 14, but because they are getting divided in half, it costs 8 and 7. So you see, there's a lot of benefit to which polarities you have in your build, in your weapon. Weapons sometimes come with their own natural polarities. I didn't add these. These just came with it. But if you hit R3 down here, you can forma a weapon and a catalyst as well. Catalysts give you extra mod space. For Warframes, they are called reactors. The community, we call them potatoes because they look like fucking potatoes. There's a silver potato, which is a catalyst, and the gold potato, which is the reactor, and they just give you double mod capacity. So you see right now I have 30 capacity. If I had a potato and I put it on there, it would instantly go from 30 to 60. And polarization is I'm not gonna do that, but if you have a forma, you can, I don't know if you can see right here, you can add a polarity to a slot. So you can pick one of these empty blank slots, or even overwrite one of these slots down here. I don't know, you can overwrite one of these with a different one. If you say you don't like a certain polarity being there, you know, you want a different mod to fit in there, you just fucking mod it out. You take a forma, you can choose which polarity you want where, and you just accept it, and that resets. It's like prestige. It resets your weapon from rank 30 to rank 0, and you have to level it up again all the way up. But once you do it, it's worth it because now you have the polarity you want. Another thing that I must explain to you guys, and I'm gonna remove all the mods real quick, is the way damage types work in this game. They're complicated, and I'll try my best to give a simple rundown. But the game, for you to understand, you must realize that the game goes from left to right, top to bottom when reading the mods in these 8 main slots right here. So when it comes to elementals, here is a toxin element, and this would not be the best weapon to show you with because it already comes with the base element. I don't care that I broke my Quailer build, I can fix it later. Yeah, the Sobek does not have a base elemental damage, so let's just go to a blink build. Okay, so this is a shotgun, kind of works the same as a rifle. The mods just have different names, but either way, say you want electricity on your shotgun. Boom, there's electricity right there. 63 electricity damage. But say you also want cold on your gun. Hey, what the fuck happened? It made magnetic damage. This is what happens when 2 elements are on the same build. When 2 elements are on the same build, they will combine into a new elemental type, and there are 6 combined elemental types. There are 6 combined elements. Yeah, there's 6. Pretty sure there's 6. Right? Yeah, we'll find out together in this journey. But here it's magnetic. But if you want electricity and cold, it's not really something you can obtain without first combining something completely different on it first. And also, the game does care about which mod is where. So because there is electricity and cold, which makes magnetic damage right here, the toxin can be on its own because 3 elements cannot combine, only 2 can combine. So it goes, these 2 combine, and this one is left all on its lonesome, the third wheel, and just is standalone toxin damage. But this, you can use this to your advantage. Say you want electricity damage, you can make viral, which is toxin and cold, and electricity all on its own. The third wheel, the lonesome one over here, will be left over, and you have electrical damage now. And we can get even crazier. Here's all 4 elements combined on the same weapon. Bam. And this is fire. Fire and electricity make radiation. And if I flip these 2, I can make the other combination, which is blast and corrosive. Blast is fire right here, and cold, and corrosive is toxic and electrical. Now, I know I'm showing you guys with the shotgun, but this reigns true for any element on any weapon. If you have an element and you fucking put it in front, it will go, okay, so toxin combines with electricity because they are right next to each other and left to right. So then electricity cannot combine with cold right here because cold would be on its own, but cold and heat can combine because they're not alone anymore. They're over here now. So they can both combine here, and you can move these around. Like, that doesn't make a difference. Flipping them doesn't really make a difference as long as you have all 4. It doesn't really make a difference. If you only have 3, it might. But yeah, they don't have to be next to each other. They can, as long as they're still in left to right order, you know, left to right, top to bottom, the same way you read a sentence or a paragraph, it doesn't really make a difference. The problem arises when you switch them, and now, I know if you notice down here, instead of being blast and corrosive, they are radiation and viral, because this is toxin here, cold here, electricity here, and fire here. So these 2 combine to make viral, and these 2 down here combine to make radiation. And bam, here is blast and corrosive. And finally, I am missing the last combination, which I didn't show you, which is gas and magnetic. Gas is fire and toxin, and magnetic is electric and cold. But yeah, like, the game doesn't care if they're down here, as long as they're still, you know, top to bottom and left to right. You can flip them around. You can make them, you know, you crisscross them, as long as they're still in the same order, like this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this way. I'm sure you understand what I mean by now. They're fucking golden. What else is there to explain? I think that's a pretty good rundown. You know, you do want damage. These mods that aren't elements, it doesn't really matter where they go. Doesn't really make a difference. But obviously, if I switch these 2 out, it makes a huge difference, because now this is in the way of where this should be, so everything would have to be shifted over 1 to get it back to the way I had it originally. So yeah, it's like a stack. You have to keep in mind where everything is and where you're gonna put things. But this problem could have just been easily solved if I just didn't try to put this here, and I can just put this here and leave these up here where they want to be, and down here I can put all the other mods I have, like this here. I know I don't have space, but if I did, that's where I would put it, because it doesn't really matter. now that all the mods are in their proper place. You know, because I say I want gas and magnetic, which is bad. Don't use magnetic. Gas is good, magnetic is poo-poo. But yeah, this is a basic rundown of how mods work. Again, any questions at all, just let me know. Talk to me in the comments. I will fucking try to reply my best. You know, if you have my social medias, hit me up on those. I'll fucking help you out there too. Yeah. If I can't help you, or like if I make absolutely no sense, there's a lot of other YouTubers on YouTube and streamers. They will gladly lend out a hand. Wholeheartedly, I don't believe there's a single Warframe content creator who would not take the time out of their day to help you at least a little bit, or has done so before. There's other tutorial videos like this, a lot better than mine, better quality, better production. So if mine isn't doing it for you, you know, it's not getting your rocks off. There's way better shit out there for you. And you know, thank you for watching, and I'll throw it back to my past self because this was recorded afterwards. Okay, what else is important? This right here is your foundry. Pop that bad hoe open. You use this to build the things you need: weapons, warframes, items. Yeah, you need the foundry. The foundry is important for your progression in this game. It's actually like one of the it's like the most important thing for your progression in this game. Without the foundry, you would be completely stuck in like mastery rank 1 forever. And mastery rank 30 is maximum, just as an FYI. So a lot of these weapons I can't build them. I'm missing parts, I'm missing this or that. But you get all of the parts for a weapon, and it gets highlighted like this. And I can I already have one of these, so I'm gonna show you guys, and I don't recommend doing this, but you can hit build on something, yes, and after it is building, if you change your mind, this timer right here, you can always cancel it, and you'll get all the shit back that you put into it. And like, just bam, it's canceled. I didn't waste any of those Vosto parts, or any of those Orconsols, or even the 15,000 credits it costs to build stuff. And yes, it does cost credits to build stuff, but when something is already completed, like here, you can't unbuild it. Like, if it's built and ready to claim, you're fucked. Like, you can't cancel something that's already built. So when you're building something, like, I could cancel this forma, but I don't want to because these take a long time to build. They take 24 hours and it's like 67% done. But you can cancel things that are still in building, is the point I'm trying to make. You can cancel them whenever you like. And it's important if in case you accidentally build something that's too expensive for you, or just, you know, you don't want it now, or yeah, like at all. What else is important? This is Nora. This is the battle pass of the game.
It's that time again, dreamers.
There's no payments needed to be made here. You can just do these challenges. You just do these challenges, and you'll level it up slowly as time goes on, and you can claim the rewards for free. There's no like gimmicky, you need to pay money for this. None of that. The battle pass is completely free. Everything you see here you can earn, and you probably will earn eventually if you take the time out of your day to, you know, do all of these, or at least a few of them. Mainly I would say go for the big ones first and worry about the other ones later, but you know, that's just me.
Later.
There's different strats to everything. What else is important? This is the marketplace. This is where you can buy a lot of the crap you need. Like, even in late game, you still need the market. You can buy weapons here, arc wings, which are like cool space jetpack things. Don't really worry about those until you've done the quest for them. Cosmetic items, warframes, more cosmetics for them. Also important, you can buy slots. Slots are important in this game. You need them. You're gonna need a shitload of them. Primarily, the ones you should be worried about are weapon slots and warframe slots. Weapon slots come in a 2-pack, and that's the only way you can buy them. It's very annoying, trust me. They come in a 2-pack, is 2 for 12, so at the end of the day it's 6 platinum for each weapon slot, but you can only buy them in chunks of 2, so you have to pay 12 every time. And you know, it's not a bad system. It's not a bad deal. It's a good deal in my opinion, because they used to. I'm pretty sure they used to cost 10 a piece, which was fucking bullshit. Cause that's a lot. Not really, but for one weapon, it's kind of a lot. And Warframe slots, which are 20 platinum each, which is still crazy to me. It's still a lot of platinum for one Warframe. But either way, these are important. You need them. Eventually, you know, I know when you first start off the game, you're like, wow, I have so much room for shit. I can just keep getting more and more shit. It's not true. You'll run out of space eventually, and you're gonna need to end up buying these slots. But I hear you asking, oh, so it's pay to win? Fuck no, it's not pay to win. You hit L2 or LT if you're an Xbox player, I think, and you scroll over with your bumpers. You scroll over to the trading tab. The trading tab is probably the most cancerous place in the game, but you completely fucking need it to progress in this game. You're gonna need to trade with players eventually. Once you're mastery rank 2, you'll be able to trade with other players, and it's very important that you do so. If you have something they want, they will pay you for it. If they have something you need or want, you can pay them for it, and you can trade for it. Trading only happens in a player's dojo or in Maru's Bazaar, which is a trading area, like a trading hub in Mars. And if you don't have a dojo, Maru's Bazaar is fine, but a dojo is usually better because it's less laggy, because there's not like a shitload of people in it. And right next to trading chat, very conveniently, is recruiting chat. If you need a clan to join, which you definitely will, you want to join a clan, they have a lot of weapons and exclusive stuff you need to just progress in the game and be better overall at the game. Right now it's kind of dead because it's like late at night, but recruiting chat, just ask for a clan. Make sure you follow the rules of the clan to not get banned. A lot of clans have inactivity times, all that shit. So, you know, like, oh, if you don't play the game, you know, like, at least once a month, you'll get kicked for inactivity, because, you know, you don't want unproductive members of a clan, because that's just kind of leeching. You know, they take up space, but don't really provide much towards the clan's goals, you know, like resource materials, or just, you know, total playtime. And the clans will kick you out, and, you know, some clans are just bitchy, you know, some clans are real fucking uptight assholes with sticks up their asses, and they need to fucking, you know, get a hold of their lives, you know, like, they need to fucking, like, I don't know what the word is. They need to get a grip, you know, like, it's just a fucking game. You don't have to, it's not a military fucking compound, dude. You don't have to run it that seriously. But some clans are a lot more strict than others, you know. There's a clan out there for everybody, so just pick what you like, you know, but try to put an effort in, you know. Ask what the clan needs, ask the leader, you know, hey, what do I do here? Your clanmates are always really willing to help out. Another thing is a Q&A tab. Q&A tab is, like, if you can see right there, the homeboy with the misspelling of weapons is asking what the best weapons are, you know. And you know what? I'm gonna help him out. The Kuva Brahma. And oh, real quick, brackets will let you link an item so that other players can see the item you're talking about. Make sure you spell things correctly. Capitals are important. And it doesn't fucking work, but usually it works. And maybe I just spelt it wrong, but the Kuva Brahma is a very OP. I'm gonna go look at it right now, see if I spelt it wrong or something. I might have. I don't use it that often. Kuva Brahma. No, I spelt it correctly. It's just the game being a piece of shit. Like I said. There you go. If you can't link it, just type it. They'll probably know what you're talking about. But this guy's correct. All Kuva weapons are better than the non-Kuva variant. Kuva weapons are a sort of mid to end game thing, so you don't really need to worry about those yet. But this is essentially just a little, you know, quick rapid fire tutorial for all my homies out there who want to learn how to play the game. You know, mods, the best way to get mods is just do missions. They'll drop from enemies, you'll get them over time. I have a shitload. These primed mods, you'll have to buy them off of traders. Speaking of which, right now, like right now, the day I'm recording this, Friday, is Borrow. Borrow is the bi-weekly trader, so he comes not once a week, twice a week. So he won't come next week, but the week after he will. And actually, I might as well go show you a relay. So we'll go to a calm one, 13 for good luck, wink wonk. And, you know, we'll load in and go buy something from Borrow, because I have some shit I need to buy from him, and I might as well show you guys how it works. Normally I would skip the animations, and to skip the animations you just hit the circle button or the B button, and then it'll give you a prompt asking if you want to skip the animation, and you say yes. That's how you skip them. But this is the relay. This is what a Tenno looks like. This is what a Tenno looks like when they haven't loaded in, but now they did.
My latest safari in the void has yielded spectacular finds. Unique items for the Tenno of distinction.
I know, they're really fucking overpriced. Yeah, a lot of Borrow's shit is mad overpriced, so you want to be careful about what you're buying and how much of it you're buying. Cause yeah, he'll fucking dupe the fuck out of you for some fucking quick coin, dude. So just be careful with him. He is an NPC, like, you know, it's not a player, that's just a random NPC, but he will fucking scam you, dude, if you let him. Let's see, what do I throw in here? Oh, my fucking cursor is laggy as shit. Alright, yeah, this goes in there. Sorry that this isn't the most interesting content. I'll probably speed this part up in the editing. But, you know, you gotta be careful about what you're fucking throwing in here. Because once you throw something into Borrow's fucking prime item grinder, you're not getting it back. So you really do want to be careful about what you're fucking getting rid of. Yeah, I guess I'll have to throw the Tibeto part in there. I can get it back, no sweat, but okay. So there we go. That's the I sold my parts. Now I can come up to this fucking cunt and buy the mod I want.
I can see you're no stranger to the finer things.
Yeah. Your fucking flattery bullshit. This is the mod I want. So I go over here. Do note, purchased mods are unranked. So this will show you the maxed version of the mod, but when you get it, it will be completely empty, and it will cost you a lot to max it out, especially depending on how many dots are down here. The most dots that can be down here are 10, and to max out a mod that has 10 ranks is about 1.4 million credits and 50,000 endo, which is a shitload of stuff.
A pleasure doing business with you, Tenno. Perhaps you'll come to one of my next parties?
No, I don't do parties. But you know, a lot of this stuff is just cosmetics crap that we don't give a fuck about. But some of it, like this is a weapon. This is also a weapon that I've had before, so I don't need it. This is also another weapon that I've had before, and I don't need it. These extra damage to certain enemy type mods are completely useless in my opinion. They can be useful, but I just think it's an overinvestment. They take up a lot of space. They have the 10 ranks that I was talking about, so they take a lot of credits and a lot of endo to max out. So they're not really worth it in my opinion, but if you want to, if you know, if you're only fighting one specific enemy type and you just really have a burning passion for them, by all means, buy a primed smite mod and put it on your sword, and then do like an extra 55 damage to whatever fucking enemy type you feel like absolutely decimating. This mod right here, prime pressure point, you need it. You absolutely need it. There's a pressure point in the game, which is it's a weaker version of this. It's pretty common, but you need a prime pressure point. Once you're starting to climb up into the higher levels of gameplay, you'll need this just because it's a fuckload more damage. But don't stress about right now, having to buy it right now. Barra will come back with it eventually. And even if he doesn't, you can always buy it off another player, like I said. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Please, any fucking question you have in the comments. If it's a topic that's big enough, I'll make a whole nother video on it. If not, I'll try my best to answer everything in the fucking comments. And well, yeah, you guys take care. Grind hard, but don't grind yourself to death. And well, peace.